Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk about an announcement that happened at Comic-Con. It's an announcement that's kind of low-key exciting and low-key like okay, I'm gonna just put it like this. If you're older, if you're about the same age as me, if you're in your mid-20s, you would remember, if you're in your mid-20s or older, and you're a gamer, you would remember an old channel that used to be on TV called G4. And G4 was basically the gaming channel. I mean, G4 came out at a time where video games were just on this huge rise, man. I mean, people were just rabid for video games. Video games are still a big deal today, but it's a little bit more corporate than it used to be. It's a little bit more, it's like right now, you're either kind of like Hollywood, you're either a big, huge, AAA game, or you're a small little independent game. There is really no middle ground. There's not like, oh, this little mid-budget game we just put out. There is no real mid-ground. It's just like you're either one of the most expensive games coming out that year, or you're just a tiny little independent game. That's how it is now. But back in the day, everything was like in the same ballpark. When I was about 12 to 13 years old, everything was in the same ballpark. Everything was in this leveled ballpark. Most video games, like online, was just starting to becoming a thing. It really wasn't that big of a deal. Other than maybe Halo, other than Halo and a couple other games, online was kind of like becoming a thing. But even before that, maybe before Halo blew up, video games are just about the story. And different creators and different companies all had a fair shot at breaking it in. And it was like everyone was on this playing field together, other than maybe Nintendo and Capcom. You had Nintendo and Capcom, and obviously the company who makes the Gears of War games. I mean, not the Gears of War games. The company that makes the Metal Gear Solid games, and you had those companies, but for the most part, everyone was on a more leveled playing field. there was some expensive games back then too, but like I said, it just felt like everyone was on a level playing field. It felt like people were taking risks, people were taking chances, because this video game was just blowing up. Video game thing was blowing up, and in that time, G4 was created. Now, G4 was around for quite a bit. I believe it ended in 2011, 10. No, it had to end before that. It ended a while ago. It ended at least over 10 years ago. It ended at least over 10 years ago. And when it ended, they're basically and for a while there, I believe it ended and got replaced by another gaming channel, and then that got erased entirely. G4 and everything else got erased entirely. All the people, left and whatnot, and it was pretty much just a done deal. No one was really watching the channel anymore, and no one was really watching G4 anymore. And the biggest reason G4 kind of failed and kind of went downhill was the fact of the matter is, when I was younger, you really couldn't get there weren't tons of YouTube videos, and wasn't tons of articles on the internet, at least not to my knowledge, at least not enough to hurt the channel, that there wasn't tons of those things on the internet to just go watch reviews and watch information and get different things on video games. G4 was basically where you got all your information on video games. I mean that's where I got my video game reviews. New video game would come out, you'd go watch G4, they would review it, you'd be like, awesome. Or they'd have the cheat code they had a cheat code show, they had many different shows. They had little skit shows based off the video games, kind of like Red versus Blues. They had all kinds of funny things. G4 was just so fun. It was video game nerd culture concentrated onto a single channel. And it was and look, at hindsight, it should have been a much bigger deal than what it was. It should have been a huge deal when you consider how massive video games are. But like I said, a lot of the functions of G4 started to go away when YouTube started to blow up even more, and people started to be able to just make their own reviews, and people started to all be able to make their own skit shows, and people started to kind of take the thunder out of G4, the thunder out of all the unique what made G4 unique at the time, what made it kind of on the break, just original thing. People started to take the piss out of it, and like I said, with YouTube blowing up and more people being able to do more content, it started to, and more reviewers, it started to take stuff away from G4. And eventually it canceled. I even remember the last video G4 made was the top 100 video games of all time. At that point, that's what the top 100 video games of all time were. I would love if they, but as of today, G4 was announced to be coming back. Now we believe it. Now there's not too much information on it. No one's really said anything about it. We don't know which shows are coming back. We don't know who's coming back to host it. We don't know if it's going to be a YouTube channel or if it's going to be a TV channel again. I believe it's going to probably be a YouTube channel, but like I said, we don't know anything. It's probably going to be like a YouTube channel or Twitch or something, or, you know, all of the above, but we really don't know. We're just taking guess. We're just taking shots in the dark. I don't know if it's going to be a channel again, because, like, you know, like I said, I don't know if it's going to ever be able to get enough viewerships to justify being a channel on TV again, maybe. But it definitely could be a YouTube channel, a new YouTube channel, and it definitely can be a big deal. Right now, there are multiple people in the video gaming, you know, YouTube community who are, like, bigger guys, like big people with millions of subscribers who are putting their hat in to be host on the show. Right now, Austin Creed of Up Up Down Down, which is an amazing video game channel, by the way. If you guys haven't seen Up Up Down Down, you should go check it out. It's hilarious. He's a wrestler in WWE, which is how I ended up watching it in the first place, but it's hilarious. Right now, he's currently campaigning to get a hosting job of some sort on one of these shows, because, like, G4 was a big deal when I was younger, man. It really was. Like if you, like I said, it makes me feel old, because I know there's an entire generation of people who have no idea what the hell G4 is, but it was a big deal to me. I watched it religiously. It was how I got my information. It was how I either got it from that or a Game Informer, but you had to pay for a Game Informer, so usually I got it from G4. And that was my thing, man. That was really my thing, was G4. I'm just watching X-Play. X-Play was the favorite thing to watch with Morgan Webb and Sandler. I think his name's Sadler. I forgot his first name. But Morgan Webb and Sadler, and, like, watching those guys just riff off each other and make fun of the games and have these little side skits and have these interviews with the creators, and that's where I saw all this stuff. That's where I saw everything about video games, and it really, you know, stoked the fire of love of video games, and, you know, that's how I got my reviews. I mean, that's how I saw my first review of Resident Evil 4, which I would go on to get AB Honor Roll just to get, because I saw a review of it on X-Play, and I was like, this looks awesome. I have to get it. And I was like, I don't care. It's like, you know what? Usually I don't care about school, but I'm about to turn this around to get this game, and that's exactly what I did. But yeah, like, I'm excited for this. I'm timid a little bit because I'm curious, because, like I said, there's not a lot of information on it. Kind of like how there's not a lot of information on Fable. Nostalgia's a sumbitch, ain't it, man? It's a sumbitch. But okay, people, what do you think about the announcement of G4 returning? Are you excited? Do you remember G4, or are you like a lot of people who are like, what's a G4? Why are people happy about that? Thank you guys for joining the Common Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. Ooh, I'll see you in the next one.